4 एग्ज़ाम, फिर से नंबर नहीं आए ना, कोई बात नहीं। स्पीकिंग में बार बार रह रहे हैं, स्पीकिंग में 50 भी नहीं ले पा रहे हैं। स्पीकिंग बहुत अच्छा है, अनडाउटेडली स्पीकिंग बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छी तरह से बोल रहे हैं, तो क्या रीज़न है? सो सी दैट इट्स लाइक ए ह्यूमन ईयर्स, जैसे हमारे कान होते हैं उसी तरह से इस सॉफ्टवेयर के भी कुछ कान हैं, कुछ फ्रीक्वेंसी को ये ग्रैब कर सकता है। सो इफ़ योर वॉइस इज़ नॉट अप टू दैट पर्टिकुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी, सो सॉरी, आपका स्कोर कभी नहीं आएगा। सो फॉर दैट अब क्या करना चाहिए? यू कैन डू दैट, येस, यू हैव टू मैनिपुलेट योर वॉइस, आपको थोड़ा सा चेंजेस करना होगा, एंड यू कैन गेट अ वेरी गुड स्कोर इन PTE। सो फॉर दैट जस्ट सेंड मी योर पर्टिकुलर ऑडियो, मुझे अपनी ऑडियो भेजिए पूरे मॉक टेस्ट की, और आफ्टर दैट आई विल जस्ट इवैल्यूएट कि कहाँ पर क्या आपको करना चाहिए। सो आई फील दैट नेक्स्ट एग्जाम यू विल गेट अ वेरी गुड स्कोर। हैव अ नाइस डे, बाय।
The speaker reminisces about his views of the English Revolution when he was a student and how it seemed quite clear which side he was on, the aristocrats, not the Puritans. Later he realized there was more to it than that, and there were several ways of interpreting the revolution, as a struggle between the king and parliament, as a class war, or as an unpredictable situation without clear sides. Some people object that, in order for the eye to modify and still remain a useful instrument to its owner, many changes would have had to take place simultaneously. However, it is not necessary to suppose this if the modifications were extremely slight and gradual. The researchers enlisted real mothers and infants and quantified their interactions, which fell into 4 categories. 1. Babies wanted to maximize the amount of time smiling at their mothers. 2. They wanted to maximize the time the mothers smiled at them. 3. They wanted to experience simultaneous smiling. And 4. Not smiling at all.
Study author Samuel Sheehan, a materials scientist, says this smart glass is cheaper than others and uses minimal power, much less, for example, than something like a curling iron. And since it's flexible and foldable, he says it could even be used for things like camouflage uniforms, to switch, for example, from green and brown to white and gray. This would be very useful when the background landscape suddenly changes, such as during early snowfall. In comparing material with non-material culture, the first being the objects and technologies we create, and the second our customs, beliefs, and attitudes, the speaker gives greater emphasis to the material culture. He gives the example of the development of genetic science and the benefits it has brought to mankind, despite a fair amount of opposition. Beauty contests, whether it's Miss Universe or Miss Teen International, are demeaning to women and out of sync with the times. Opponents say that they are nothing more than symbols of decline. Since Australians Jennifer Hawkins and Lorien Eagle were crowned Miss Universe and Miss Teen International respectively, there has been a dramatic increase in interest in beauty pageants in this country. At random times throughout the day, the program asked some 2,200 participants what they were doing, what they were thinking about, and how they felt. Turns out that people spend nearly half their waking hours thinking about something other than what they're doing, and that whether and where their thoughts tend to stray is a better predictor of their feelings than what they're actually up to.
Drexel and Hutter suggest that hunters of extraterrestrial life may want to listen particularly closely for signals originating at star systems within that narrow band of galactic sky. Advanced civilizations there may have already detected us using the transit method, they say, and may now be sending us a message. You might think of this paper, then, like a treasure map for intelligent life.
A microbit is a sandwich of three materials: a graphene outer layer, which binds two heavy metals; a middle layer of nickel, which gives the bots magnetic polarity, so they can be pulled through wastewater with magnets; and platinum insida for propulsion. Just add a bit of peroxide to the wastewater, and it'll react with the platinum to form water and oxygen bubbles, which propel the tubes along.
To examine what we really think about creativity, scientists asked students to present ideas for how airlines can get more revenue from their passengers. Half the students were told to come up with novel solutions, and the rest were asked to stick with something more tried and true. Other students who then listened to these pitches rated those who were innovative as having less leadership potential. Collins and Greg Stock, Yosemite's park geologists, wanted to know if small rock movements, induced by changing temperatures, might weaken cracks and contribute to rock falls. So the researchers, who were both climbers, found a suitable fracture near the base of a 500-meter-tall cliff and installed instruments called crack meters, which monitored the width of the crack over time.
Over time a split would have appeared in wolf populations, he says, those wolves that feared humans, and those that didn't. So this would have facilitated, I think, the domestication process. At which point humans deliberately took wolves as pets. But that domestication process, France says, may have happened more than once, first in the West, in Europe, and again in the Far East, in Asia.
Nell says that in order to seek protecting from their furry foes, birds actually prefer to build their nests in plots of swamp with a resident alligator. In fact, in one study a graduate student planted fake alligators. The birds seem to prefer to build nests close to them. Where there is a water source, there are alligators, so it's sort of this moat of protection around these colonies. Then the researchers thought, what if they could tap into this energy to develop a sort of sweat-powered biobattery? Their proof of concept setup topped out at only about 4 microwatts of juice, not even enough to run a watch. But with better electronics, exercising in the future could make dirty clothes and some clean energy.